welcome back to STB Papercrafts. So today's video is my Scrap the Boys March challenge. So the challenge for Scrap the Boys this March is when I grow up. And there's an awesome picture of a robot as the prompt for this month. And we've also got some awesome cut files to work with from xoxo. Now, I haven't chosen to use one. I went with the theme of when I grow up because we happened to be on holiday this summer, and I didn't go onto the beach where this photograph was taken. It was down a really steep cliff. I sat at the top and waited, but while I was down there, my son announced to my husband, when I grow up I want to be an explorer, and he came straight back and he told me all about it. My son, when they got back up to the top of the cliff, told me about all the fossils they'd found and all the wonderful things they'd searched for. So when I saw the March challenge, I thought it was absolutely perfect, and I couldn't wait to use this photograph. I will definitely be using those robot cut files from xoxo. I think they're available now from xoxo actually, because it's absolutely awesome. But it just didn't fit with my layout today. So I've gone with this kind of diagonal line across the middle. I'm using mainly Cocoa Vanilla Boys Rule collection for this layout. I'm using a whole load of thickers from my stash. That ribbon there, that acetate ribbon that you can see running across the middle, that's Tim Holt's film strip ribbon, which I absolutely love, and it keeps coming out of my stash again and again and again, and when I run out I always buy another one. It's just one of those brilliant things I love to have in my stash. So I'm just using lots of little offcuts of paper from the CVS collection to map this photograph and give it lots and lots of depth and lots of interest behind there, because like I say, I've got loads of little pieces left over. I've got very few full sheets, but I've got loads of little pieces. So I've used that lovely grey triangle paper at the top and that brick paper at the bottom. Now that's not CVS, that's from Kaisercraft, I think. And it's just it was just because it was bricks. I thought it sort of fit well with the sort of rock theme. Like I said, he's down on this beach. We were on holiday. I think this is Northumberland, and we specifically sort of hunted online to find the best beaches to go looking for fossils, because, like I say, my son absolutely adores hunting for fossils and things. So I've just layered up that photograph, lots of layers behind there, and I've also tucked in a little black compass perspective from Bramble Fox. That's just tucked in at the back there. And now I'm taking my thickers, and I don't know about you, but I end up with loads of thickers left over, loads of different sets where you've taken off the words you wanted, and then you end up not quite being able to make enough words or having to use different letters in different ways. So what I decided to do for this one, because I want such a long title, the title is going to be When I Grow Up I Want to Be an Explorer. I knew I couldn't possibly do that out of one set, so I thought I'd do it as a mix of all the sets. Now I start by doing whole words in one set, and then as I get further down I realise that that's not going to work, and I don't even have enough to do that. I think it was the word explorer that I was struggling with, so I kind of go backwards and forwards trying to decide how to do it. I've just disappeared off here to go down into a different drawer and see if I can find some other words. I knew I had these black phrases, and I knew I had these from Heidi. I think these are Heidi swap words. And then I found the word explore on here. So I thought I'd use the word explore. And then I thought, when I grow up I want to explore doesn't sound quite right. I want to be an explorer. So then I started putting the extra words in, and then I realised it just didn't quite fit. So then when I've finished sort of faffing about with these letters, what I actually do is I mix them all up within words. So I have all different types of letters in different words and move them all around. Because I tried using that and sign there for B, and again that didn't look quite right, and yeah, I kind of stare at it for a little while and think, nah, not so sure. I'm looking for an R right now, so I stick a random R on the end, and then that kind of inspires me to start mixing all of the letters together and kind of flitting them all over the page, and in the end I'm really pleased with how it ends up looking. It's just the right effect. That I'm very happy with. So yeah, just messing about now, trying to decide which letters are going to go where, and which ones look best, and I wanted to try and make sure, especially in the smaller words, that there weren't two of the same. The word explorer, I had no choice because I didn't have that many sets, but all of the smaller words like want and grow, I wanted those all to be from all different sets, which is why I end up with them kind of sat on all of my fingers while I'm playing with it. So eventually I get to a point that I'm happy with how this title looks. Move it up and down, straighten it out, jiggy the words up and down. I liked the way that to be and wasn't in a straight line anymore. And it was just a decision as to which R was going to go in the middle of explore and which R was going to go at the end of explore. And then I think I was still struggling to find the last R. There it is. And I put that last one on. And then I decided to move explorer all the way across. Like I said, I do mess about with this title for quite a while, but in the end, yeah, very pleased with how it looks. And then there's just a few of the lessons that need an extra bit of glue to make sure they stick down. And I just go around them and make sure that I'm not going to lose any. So now I've just got a little piece of adhesive foam, which I'm going to pop on the back of the photograph. Now I'm happy with where the title's going. I'm happy to sort of stick the photograph down. So a little bit of foam on the back of there and a little bit of glue on the back of the perspective to make sure that sticks down. And then I think I start going through bits of ephemera and words from the Boys Rule collection. So I've got plenty of the typed word stickers left. I just know I don't have many of the, as you can see, I've used quite a lot of the embellishments. I love that Reach for the Stars word there, little sticker, sorry, but it was just slightly the wrong colour because the rest of the layout is black and white and grey, and that has got a real kind of bluey tinge to it, so it just wasn't quite right. So then I found that little skull and I thought that looks perfect because we were actually hunting for fossils. Here's a few more pieces from Bramble Fox. These are some more perspectives, so just some little arrows. I think I only put that one on just at the bottom of the photograph, and I and I mess around and eventually make my mind up just to put that one little arrow down there, which I liked. And then I decided to get some thread out. And I'm not quite sure what I'll do with the thread. Clearly I've got it out of something, but I must pop that one on later. And then, do I want some stars on it? Do I not want some stars on it? I think I put those away in the end. Oh, here comes the thread. So I'm sort of undoing the thread and knotting it into little circles to tuck underneath in a sort of messy lump of thread. And then in the end I decided I don't like the way it looks at all, and I'll take that back out. And then I've got this cover. It's like an acetate cover for the top of the photograph. I'm just putting a little bit of glue behind the word documented and sticking that over. So, it's an overlay. And I've got a little pack of those. I think they're designed for Project Life. But I just like to use them. And then I'm going to go in here with some Tim Holtz Distress Spray Stain in black. I'm not spraying it, I am just blobbing it all over the page. Gives that kind of lovely messy look to the page. Softens it off, and then I pull out of my stash some sequins from Spiegel Mum Scraps, and I've got some really big black ones, and I put those all around, and that's pretty much the last thing I do. I've just added the date on there. I'm just going around the edge with my pen with some faux stitching. I don't currently have access to my sewing machine. It's tucked away. We are renovating our house and it's chaos, so that's had to go away. I've kept everything else out, but I've had to put that away. So there's just some faux stitching, just by giving a little kind of zigzaggy edges to it. Gives a nice border, grounds the page. Nuvo drops. Can always squeeze in some Nuvo drops. And then, like I say, I pull out a few sequins from my drawer and add a few of those on as well. So lots of lovely embellishments, lots of thickers, lots of layers, and yeah, absolutely love this layout. So I hope I've inspired you. Please head on over to the Scrap the Boys blog and have a look at the details for this challenge, and you can see all the previous challenges we've done as well. And there's a new challenge every single month, so be sure to have a go at this one, and we'd love to see your layouts. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.